And I feel so fortunate to have been associated with Bob, and I think our community has been just blessed in many different ways because of Bob Mazero and his wife Rose.
And I feel this community is very blessed to have had his leadership to bring Latrobe Area Hospital to the premier facility that it is. St. Vincent College is another one of our jewels we have in this community. So it's up to everybody, and especially the business people in this community, to support St. Vincent College in their efforts to bring the best educational facilities possible to this area.
That he had great vision for what a small community hospital could become. And the vision included getting the pieces there around the program that emphasized quality patient care and education. Once those were in place, he was able to attract many physicians, interest people like me, to come to Latrobe and help create a better healthcare environment, which continues to exist today.
I would say first and foremost, he's a leader. He really led by example. He's a physician who we all looked up to a great deal. As far as myself and the rest of the medical staff, he led by example. I was also very, and have continued to be very impressed as far as his commitment to quality. And I think he's an outstanding individual first, an outstanding physician, and he's just done wonderful things for the hospital and the community.
Well, it's when my husband had finished his, or was finishing his fellowship in cardiology, and we were interviewing at various hospitals to see where he wanted to go into practice, that we met with Dr. Mazero in his office, and it's a meeting that I still remember very fondly, and I remember his grace and his love for the community, and it was obviously not just a job to him, that it was a part of his life, part of the fabric of his life.
Bob Mazero is a caring, competent individual. His knowledge of the area and his knowledge of the medical field helped to make this area in the medical world what it is.
It is my pleasure to be able to participate in this tribute to a very outstanding individual who I'm very proud to say is a good friend of mine and a man that I've known for over 40 years. And while I was thinking about what I might say, it seemed to me that there were 6 aspects of Bob's life that I might comment on. Bob is an athlete. Bob is having a great deal of wisdom. Bob is a leader. Bob is a physician. Bob is a father. And then finally, the role that religion plays in Bob's life.
I think it was the persistent, constant, daily effort related to having the highest quality possible in a community hospital. And by doing that, overall, making this community a better place to live.
He's given so much to the area, it's hard to limit to a primary contribution. Certainly he's been a mentor to many physicians, a friend to the community, but most importantly, a devoted physician to many patients. He's a kind, considerate, caring man.
he's very, very honored. And I am too. I find that the people here, and I think most of them realize that we really have a jewel right here at the foot of the mountains.
What we used to do, the hospital was in my neighborhood, 2 blocks away from my house. And they had green grass all over the place. They had cannon on the front lawn and lots of green grass. So really it was a stadium made, in my judgment, all for me. And I knew the yardage, my dad helped me, would measure the yardage between trees so that I would know how far I kicked the football. And then in the evenings, when it got dark, you couldn't play football. So then we would watch the ambulances come into the emergency room at the hospital. And then if you were lucky, why, there was room for you on one of the benches where you could peek into windows and see the doctors in the emergency room suturing and what have you. As Rose will attest, I really did enjoy being a doctor. I really did. Very satisfying, hard work, but the hard work made it worthwhile. And you know, I remember as a kid, St. Vincent was more removed from Latrobe. It was a longer drive. There were a lot of different reasons why. And as time went along and they grew a little closer, the Archabbot and I talked about this. We could see the need for a bridge of values which transmitted the values of the college towards the community, and in turn, the values of the community, a hard-working, honest community, the value, return that to the campus. And seeing that, now what we're trying to do with the Science Center is to highlight it, give it the glue again, which is through education. So that is a bridge of values, but the glue is the education that is transmitted back and forth. And for each side to know they do contribute to each other, I think is a way of making the relationship longer lasting and equally beneficial. So we need to talk about student volumes, we need to talk about student quality, we need to talk about good doctors, starting with good roots, amongst good culture. I think all those things say it all. And I think philanthropically, to contribute to that bridge, I think is going to prove, without any question in my mind, is going to prove to be the difference of an effective, the biggest bang for your buck, if you're interested. And I think that's the way it's going to happen. I truly believe that. Through the generosity of the Archabbot and his staff, I've been able to prepare some remarks relative to a demonstration of my gratitude to each and every one of you for being here and being with us and making this even more special than one can imagine. Obviously this honor goes far and above what someone in my situation might ever dream of expecting. But nevertheless, it's happened, and I appreciate it, and I'm so glad that I can participate here. One of the reasons that I feel so good about it is not because of all the nice things that have been said about me, and for that I am forever grateful and forever thankful, because really what it means is that people out there have taken the time to make a generous and kindly assessment of who I am and what I've done and what has been accomplished. And for that, one can only be very, very fortunate and very, very appreciative. But I think when this all began, the Archabbot and I together talked about this potential focus on the Science Center as being the opportunity to say to the communities involved in my life, and certainly involved in St. Vincent's life, to say to those communities that we're trying to construct a bridge built with the theme of education between the communities and the campus. The campus will learn from the community's life and living and what it's all about and what it is to have the capabilities of doing something big and knowing how to make it be a finite product. I think that's what the community brings to the campus. The campus, in turn, says to Latrobe, do not be afraid. We sit here as a center of learning, and through learning, fear is dissipated. And I think if that is successful, I think that whatever I have done will be minimized in terms of its impact. I think the impact is the bridge, and if this demonstration today, this celebration today, means that this bridge is stronger and is more evident and becomes more apparent to the community as well as the campus, then I think mission accomplished. I think this is what the Archabbot and I hoped would be done by this very wonderful and heartwarming and most appreciated celebration. Thank you all very, very much.